Hello, welcome to Real United Talk. This is the post-match chat. Joined tonight by Diedrich. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. So, Manchester United, second game in the Champions League this season. Uh, at home to, I'm going to take the piss here and say Red Bull Leipzig, like the reporter did yesterday.
Hmm. Oh,
Five
that
0 mate.
performance, it might as well have been.
Yeah, five nil. Give us your thoughts, man. What did you think?
It's 1 minute. Marcus, Pankaj is literally just put in a group. Marcus go live.
Well, I am. Obviously, he's not watching.
Literally live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed that. Obviously, the second half more than the first half. First half I found was a little bit frustrating. I got quite frustrated with Martial in the first half, but I don't actually think that at any point we were in particular danger, even at 1-0. So thoroughly, really enjoyed it. It reminded me this game of. Do you remember when Moyes was in charge? We
Mhm.
got Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League
Yep.
in the knockout, and they were unbeaten, and we were obviously going like that. And somehow we went over there and beat them 5-0 at their own stadium. So it kind of reminded me of that because these guys are coming off an unbeaten record themselves. 5 games in. Oh, God.
Let's have a look. Kylie's in here says Ollie's at the wheel. Jay Hart says if only we can play like that in the Prem. Um, Loft Nissip said Fred man of the match. Kylie says Fred was absolutely terrible. And Dia says glory Man United. Let's
How can you
just
give
go with
anyone
the
apart from Rashford man of the match when he got a fucking hat trick?
mate. I've got two man of the matches for me. I've got a full 90-minute man of the match, and I've got an impact man of the match. I couldn't decide. I could not decide tonight on who to do. First off, then Diedrich, bits. I wouldn't say it was a shaky start, but it was more like a bit of a boxing match, bit tentative. Passing about, a lot of passing about, not much created. But the goal came. Kylie's not going to like this, but the goal came from Fred hassling in the midfield. Pogba picks it up. I think it was Pogba. Passes it to Mason. Mason puts it in from a wind angle with his left foot. Great goal. I thought absolutely fantastic goal. This kid is a lethal finisher. And I'm starting to see what Ollie means when he's saying that he is a natural born finisher, this lad. He's a nightmare for defenders. You don't know where he's going, what foot he's going on. And for such a young age, and to have near enough straight away an impact in his Champions League as well. Against the team, let's not forget, there's leading the Bundesliga as well.
Yeah, I
They're
think
no
I seen it.
slouches.
I think I seen an interesting stat that said that was Rashford there. Greenwood's first shot in the Champions League,
Yeah.
and he's got a
Yeah.
fucking goal from his first
And it
shot.
goes in. Yes. Absolutely amazing. First off, I think, apart from the goal, not really much to talk about, I don't think.
The only other chance I can think of in the first half was obviously we had
Luke
that bit of
Shaw,
a scramble
had
when Luke Shaw,
it.
when he did that.
Mm,
And I think when Martial got in on the right and he tried to play it across the box, but he fucked up the pass to Greenwood.
yeah. Absolutely. Apart from the goal, I think bit of a quiet first half. Think about your second half for me, Diedrich. There's a lot of comments here I just want to take in. Dia says top class, and he also says Marcus Rashford MBE. King Eric 7 says Rashford man of the match. Kylie says Pogba with the razor sharp ball. Andy Tock said Fred Pastor. Oh my God, what a great player. Um, he
Pasta
also he also said Fred made 4 goals. Um, Kylie says Greenwood with his first shot ever in Champions League and he scores. Hart says Greenwood should be the number 9. King Eric 7 says Greenwood's run was perfect for a number 9. Sargi Mack, hope I said your name right there, mate. Apologies if I didn't. He said Fred just don't help defence, he helps attack. Fred and Rashford, man of the match. United Alex said, yeah, the high press needs to stay. Kylie says Upper Meccano's who I want to talk about in the first half. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that, Kylie. Loft Nisip says Fred is orgasmic. United Alex says losing it. George, let's have a look. Fred is man of the match. I'm Cristiano Ronaldo, says Carly. Upper Meccano. First half, Diedrich. I know we were linked to him in the summer, and we're still being linked to him now, according to one of the reporters in the press conference yesterday. I was listening to. I thought he was pretty solid first half. He made a couple of good diagonal balls. Couple of good challenges as well. I'm not sure if it was him that Greenwood went past for the goal, or if it was the other dude.
I think it was you mean Konate?
Yeah.
See, I think Konate is arguably just as good. I think it just doesn't get the publicity.
Yeah, could be. But yeah, up Meccano, I thought, there's strengths there that I like to see. There are, I can see why he was linked to him. Pretty solid. He was speaking an awful lot across the back line as well, shouting, barking orders. And I thought he was okay in the first half, but second half totally changed my opinion. Second half, it totally changed. Granted, I don't know a lot about him. Never watched him apart from this game, so I don't watch a lot of foreign football, hardly any foreign football. But second half, Diedrich, what did you make of him?
I think not only him, I think that whole back three that they were playing, back five, I think it literally capitulated. I think you're meant to be ill. What are you drinking McDonald's for?
I fancy a milkshake.
I think literally we just kept catching them going forward, and I think it was just a case of wear and tear. Obviously, after a period of time, if you keep catching someone out, you keep catching someone on the jaw, eventually time's gonna obviously fade away, isn't it? But I mean, I'd still take him. I mean, rumor has it that the reason we once had him on trial, but we chose to promote Twanzebe. Apparently, we thought Twanzebe was the better option. I don't know who had him on trial. I think it might have been Van Gaal or Mourinho, but God knows. But I mean, you can't really judge someone off one game. I've got to admit, I've only watched the majority of last season's games towards the end of the season after Project Restart. Because obviously we didn't have football in this country. It was the German league that got up and running first. They're the first lot to have fans in as well. So I only really caught the last 8 games of that season. But from what I've seen, I think he's a pretty solid defender. I think he's just literally got exposed. I think he was only really at fault for one goal when Rashford skinned him. Yep. Apart from that, I mean, I could be wrong here, but I think it was literally just a case of the back three just capitulated. And Angelino were more asked about going forward. Maybe that's because he's a City player. I felt like he had a point to prove, but I think the right wing back and the left wing back didn't really offer anything defending wise.
Right. What did you think of the starting lineup as well? Because I was a bit apprehensive, I must say. I saw Matic in there, I saw Fred in there, and I thought, oh, mate, that's a bit. They're not the quickest. I mean, no matter what people say, I do think Scott is quicker than Matic. Definitely quicker at playing the ball. Definitely quicker in speed. Obviously, I don't think he's as strong, but that midfield two there was very slow. And playing Pogba out on that left-hand side and Van der Beek out the right. And I noticed Van der Beek kept on Van der Beek, however you say it, kept drifting into the middle, into Bruno's position normally, which left our right-hand side a little bit exposed for me. But when you got Wan-Bissaka in there, doing what Wan-Bissaka does with his sliding tackles, it didn't really make much of a difference. To me, it didn't.
I've got to admit, when I first seen the first 11, I'm like, well, how the hell does that work? I assumed it would be. I thought we were going to play 4-1-2-3. If that makes any sense. I thought we'd obviously have Matic, obviously playing CDM, and then Fred and Pogba playing centre mid, Van der Beek off the left, Greenwood off the right, and then obviously Martial up top. In the end, it was like kind of a bit all over the place. But I will say this: like I said, I was more intrigued to see it because I was just like, well, how's this going to work? I didn't after the PSG game. I didn't necessarily doubt it because he made a lot of weird calls against PSG, but it somehow worked. And tonight the same again. I mean, if this is I'm not going to compare him to Ferguson. I'm not going to say he's as good as Ferguson. But Ferguson used to make odd little decisions like that, and he'd be like, well, how the fuck's that going to... And somehow it'd work off. So maybe this is something, all this kind of now trying to learn, being more of a tactician rather than, obviously, a PE teacher, a counter-attacking PE teacher, if you will.
Yep.
But, I mean, obviously, if... The important thing now in the Champions League, I think, is to get these 6 points off of the. It's not Besiktas. It's an Istanbul team. It's not Besiktas. Yeah, for want of a better word. Anyway, I think we get those 6 points off them, home and away. I think we're pretty much through, and I think that's if we somehow fuck this up, that's when thinking. But I think the group's ours for the taking at this point, and I think obviously we can now look forward to this weekend with Arsenal. I think is it.
Mate, I totally agree with you. The 6 points against them, that puts us on 12. I think that's it. It's sewn up.
Yeah.
I think. Do you know what? I mean, there was a comment earlier. I think it was King Eric that said, "Wasn't you lot saying we wouldn't get out of the group?" And I got to admit, mate, when I saw that draw, I was looking at PSG home and away, Leipzig home and away. I thought, fucking hell. I could not see it. Honest to God, I couldn't see us getting out of the group at all.
Go back and watch it. I definitely didn't say that. I said I think we'd beat PSG home and away, and I said I think we're gonna finish top of the group. Pankaj said, because I remember the show. Pankaj said he thinks PSG won't qualify. He thinks they'd finish third, and Martin at the time, said we didn't think we were going to qualify.
I called it the group of death straight away, and I thought, no way does United get out of this.
I see nothing in that team that worries me in that Leipzig team. I honestly just take Werner out of that team, and they're not. They're a knife without a sharp point on it. No one's there to put these chances away. And apart from, like I said, the Werner, and maybe up in McConnell, I'll take McConnell out. Who out of them lot would you have at United? I wouldn't have any. Maybe Canate. I'd obviously have him as backup, even though I said that. But that's about it. I wouldn't have Angelino. I wouldn't have Forsberg. I wouldn't have hardly any of them. It's a bit certain.
Angelino, they were saying on the commentary, Angelino was supposed to be a top scorer or something.
Yeah, he's got 4 goals from left wing back, but he's a bit of a mouthy fucker. Anyway, he was the one that said, sometimes, because obviously he's on loan from City, he said sometimes Man United turn up, sometimes they don't, yada yada. It's like sometimes you're a City player, sometimes you're not.
It was strange. I just could not see, like you said there, I was basing it on Werner. That's I think of Timo Werner, I think of Leipzig.
Yeah.
And it's almost a strange feeling that Leipzig, as a team, have got their reputation based on those 2 players that you said, Werner and Upamecano. Take them 2 players out there, and it's a team of absolute.
It's a team of workhorses.
It's. I didn't see any sort. I know De Gea made that point blank save from the header that he tipped over, but apart from that, there was no threat from their front 3. I mean, he even said Keown was saying they were at a stage. Yeah, they were at a stage when they had 5 attacking forwards on, and I thought to myself, well, in a way, that's going to occupy one of our midfielders. But even with them 5 forwards on, they didn't do nothing. There was no threat, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think they looked sharp in the turnover in the exchange, obviously from attack to defence. But once you got out there, it was absolutely toothless. I was even intrigued when Justin Kluivert came out. I'm like, I won't mind seeing what he can do these days. And same again, nothing. And it's strange that, but like over the last 2 games, the only goal we've conceded has been a fucking own goal by Anthony Martial.
Yeah.
So I think things are going well. I mean, The only change I would have made tonight was maybe Tellez for sure, because I want to see more Tellez. But apart from that, everything just pretty much went well. You know, I'm never going to sit here and complain with a fucking 5-0 win.
No, I've got to say, second half I thought was absolutely fantastic. Let's I mean, the penalty that we got. I was very surprised Rashford give it up.
Yeah, I was.
Very
I
surprised.
think I tweeted as it happened, like, give it to Rashford. But I
Yeah,
mean, that's just Rashford at the minute, isn't it? He's feeding the nation's children. Now he's feeding Martial.
you know what? I mean, the words can't describe what that lad's doing at the minute.
I will say one
Absolutely.
thing: if he hadn't have got that hat trick at the end, I would have been really disappointed because I want my strikers or wingers to get hat tricks and stuff like that. And you know, it would have been nice to have Rashford get his first ever hat trick, especially in the Champions League.
Well, effectively tonight, I mean, I know Cavani's was offside, but effectively, all our forwards, Greenwood, Martial, Rashford, Cavani,
Yeah.
scored. You know, obviously, Cavani's was offside.
Cavani's finish was really good on his left foot. I mean,
Mate,
there's a few players who will probably go under the radar tonight. I mean, Van der Beek's one of them. Van der Beek. I thought Van der Beek played really. I thoroughly enjoyed watching him tonight. Fair enough, he wasn't one of the people that came on and like got a goal, or I don't think he assisted in it. But just the way he ticks things over, I mean, the few cute little touches in midfield to release players, I really enjoyed watching him.
I was very surprised with Cavani's goal. I think any other striker goes hard and low in that
With a
position.
right foot across goal,
Yeah.
whereas he went left foot for near
He
post.
went left. It was almost like a lob, a cheeky
Yeah,
lob
like,
to the side of the goal. And I was like, fucking hell, Cavani. That's, talk about out of the box thinking.
Mm.
When you're at that side of goal, you automatically think goalie's going to go down, hard, right across the goalie, bottom corner. But yeah, it was sort of like a cheeky lob that the goalie seemed to think, fuck. I just totally didn't.
Because to be fair, he's probably expecting that to go across goal, so he's probably already taken a step to go that way, and before I know it, it's gone past his head.
Absolutely, absolutely brilliant. Red Devil says Fred and one other there working superb, protecting the defence. I totally agree, Red. He also says it's because he's protecting our defence better, nothing to do with defenders themselves. Carly says Cavani is a top striker. Pogba was excellent tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Pogba was awesome.
Let's have a look.
I think almost what he can do now at the minute with these next two games, I think obviously get the 3 points away, get the important one out of the way, but then the home game, with us being allowed to have 5 substitutes, it's almost like an extra hit. We can almost get a little bit more max fitness into somebody who hasn't necessarily been played. Do you know what I mean? Whereas with 3 subs, you can only think it. But this time, you can now almost bring on people who wouldn't necessarily be in your plans, or people you want to get a bit of fitness into, a bit of sharpness. You can almost use those extra 2 subs for that.
The Pancard says it could have been 6. It could have, Mike. It could have.
And can I just say this? Sorry to interrupt you, Marcus, but how good was that of Rashford for that first goal to not to play to the fucking whistle? Because if I thought that when that went in, I thought if this is onside, then it's a fucking goal, and there's no way they can dispute it. So fair play to him. So a lot of people would have just gone and stopped with the ball, and then it's like, oh, he's onside. Oh, then that is absolutely the thinking on that was absolutely brilliant. Play to the whistle, put the ball in the back of the net, and worry about the offside flag there.
I thought the referees, and particularly the linesman, didn't have a good game tonight.
I thought the referee did. I didn't think that linesman did because, like it said, they'd been told to keep the flag down.
Yeah.
And the fact it wasn't even an offside, it was in his own fucking half. Imagine if we didn't have VAR and that had happened. Imagine if this was an important game. We'd all be saying, how's that been allowed to happen?
I lost count of how many times the Leipzig players went down holding their face. I mean, all right, some of them were elbows. Granted, Matic had one, Pogba had one.
But the Paulson one in our box, as soon as Maguire touched him on the back of the head, it was just...
Yeah, he's rolling around, holding his face. There was another one where Maguire was on the edge of the box, just inside our penalty area, and he touched him. He literally just brushed him with the shoulder, and he went down like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I
Him
meant
and
about
Maguire,
Paulson.
yeah, they were having a fucking ding dong at each other. Red says it was like four of our attackers versus their centre back at the end in the last 5 minutes. Carly says gave yellow to Matic for nothing, mate. You see that elbow? Well, it was an elbow, but it's a yellow, Carly. It's got to be a yellow. Pogba was solid. His pass technique and physical presence helps us. And yet, what a magical assist. And Mark's doing his usual.
How's your bum?
Yeah, Mark's got the shits tonight. So spare a thought for Mark. He's gone through like 3 or 4 pairs of boxer shorts today already.
Yeah. Put a toilet roll in the fridge, it'll help later, trust me. It's godsend.
All the talk this week leading up to this game, well, for the last 48 hours, Van der Beek. He starts tonight. He lasted, what was it, about 70 minutes, 75 minutes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did you think?
I like I said, I really enjoyed watching him tonight because obviously we've only got to really see a little bit of him against Palace, then against Brighton reserves, and against who was it, Luton? I think was it Luton? Luton. So you're not really seeing him up against top class opposition. Now I'm not saying that Leipzig are top class opposition, but they're obviously a level up from fucking Brighton reserves and Luton. So yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed watching him. I thought he ticked things over, cute little touches. Just that's what I want to see from him. I want to see. Because obviously, he's not a number 10. He's a centre midfielder who can play at 10. For anyone saying that he's a defensive midfielder, you're wrong. But yeah, I thought he played really, really well. I want to see more of him. 100%, I want to see more of him. But obviously, I'm not the coach. I just hope we haven't bought him just for the sake of it and just to, like, play the odd game. I want to see him trying to challenge, trying to take the shirt away from Pogba, trying to take the shirt away from Fernandes. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but that's what I want to see. I want to see people coming in, obviously, kick the fire up underneath people's asses. Like Pogba, I thought Pogba played fantastic. And obviously, anyone who knows me will know I'm not one of Pogba's biggest fans. I think he's got all the talent in the world, but he's got no discipline. And I think he he makes stupid decisions. But tonight, it was absolutely faultless. Even when he had tried to do a volley from 30 yards, I thought, we're winning 1-0. I do.
Yeah, fair play. I was just going to say that, Kylie. The diamond, if Van der Beek comes in, effectively you put him on the right. With how well Pogba played tonight, he stays on the left. Bruno at the top of the diamond.
Yeah.
And then you got a CDM in there as well. I mean, is that a way to go forward, do you think?
For me, see, I'm like I said, I know maybe I need to change my idea of Man United, but for me, a diamond will never be Man United because you don't get any. For Man United, for me, it's all about right winger and left winger running at people.
You like your width, don't you?
Putting balls across the box, Van Nistelrooy, Saha, and other people getting in the end of them. That for me is Man United. Maybe I need to get out of that and get into the 21st century, but just. For me, I don't like the idea of a diamond. I mean, if we're going to use it as and when we need to do it, fair enough. But I mean, I don't know.
I've got to say, mate, right, I'm going to tell you something now. I was told when I was a kid, right, if you don't roll with the times, you get left behind. Right? So that should put you in good stead as a United supporter, right, with formation. You got to roll with it. Right?
I know, but it's like I said, all other teams are successful with wingers.
Yeah.
Barcelona, Real Madrid, fucking even City.
Leicester did the 4-4-2 to win the league.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking hell if we can get the 4-4-2, but I'll take that all day long. 4-4-2 is the English fucking way, isn't it? But obviously nobody seems to play that anymore.
Do you know what?
It's almost like we've become obsessed with the centre defensive midfielder.
I thought this had stopped, I hate this name. It's doing my head in.
It's nearly January as well, isn't it? Yeah. That's going to creep back up.
You can play a diamond with anyone, man. You can play a diamond with anyone.
Do you know what?
Carly.
Even though I'm probably going to contradict myself, because same again, I'm talking about wingers. if Sancho's not available in the summer, and I hate to discuss him, but if he's not available in the summer, or we literally can't afford him, I've got an alternative. I've got 2 alternatives for the price of Sancho.
Go on.
Saint Maximin from Newcastle, Adama Traore. You don't tell me that wouldn't be meant one on the left and one on the right, Rashford and fucking thingy up top, Martial or something like that. How terrifying would that be?
Mate, I've been saying Traore, as you know, all summer. And Saint Maximin, PSG sniffing around him in the summer.
Oh, I love him. Absolutely love Saint Maximin.
Where was Tellez? Because Shaw is so bad, said Carly. That's $100 million question. Where was Tellez?
Maybe he's just bedding him in.
Red Devil says Arsenal play a 3-4-3, so we need to be savvy on the wing areas. So I wouldn't play Diamond Sunday to start with, anyway, for sure. Carly says we're not stoked. We don't want either of those two. Yeah, but Carly, the thing is, mate, it's money.
What? Who?
It's money.
You don't want
Traore and Saint Maximin. Yeah, he's brainwashed. I'm telling you, he's brainwashed.
Was it? I don't want to name drop, but obviously we all watch other people on YouTube. I could have sworn I seen somebody earlier on say that fucking Adama Traore got fucking. It was like the 5th most assisted right winger in Europe last season.
Yeah, that's actually. I saw that on. Where did I see that? Must have been yesterday on Sky Sports or something.
Yeah, and obviously Saint Maximin's he's just quality. I love that guy. He just runs at people. He just reminds me of Nani.
Don't forget though, Sky Sports and the newspapers are crap. They're false information. All right, remember that. Right. Marcus Rashford. He comes on. As you said earlier, Diedrich, what he's done for kids across the country. He's been on for it. It's, I see it all over Twitter. I see it in the news. Ollie can't praise him enough. And he comes on and he does that tonight. What did you think?
I thought it was amazing. To be fair, every single one of his goals was like a good quality, firm finish. It wasn't like any of them. I mean, maybe the third one was, maybe the keeper could do a little bit better, but the power on it's just, snaps.
It was so hard, fell over.
Yeah. And that second goal, I mean, the one just before he got his hat trick and before we got the penalty, when he cuts in from the right and starts bobbing and weaving it and then checks it on with his left, I was like, God, it's it, go on, it's it. And then obviously it went through. But that's the thing with Rashford. He's playing as a winger. He's still got a striker's mentality. I mean, he probably could have slid Martial in there or maybe someone else, but he's not going to do. And fair play to him. I wouldn't have. If I had 2 goals and I had that opportunity, I'd have been fucking trying to bang it in from 40, 50 yards.
I was really surprised. Not just the fact that he gave it up, right? But I was really surprised that Martial took it as well, because Cavani was on the pitch at the same time. He needs 1 goal for his 50th European, 50th goal.
Was he on the pitch?
He was. Yeah, he was on. Yeah.
I mean, same for Bruno. Why was he not even involved in that conversation?
Well, yeah, he didn't even get a sniff it, did he? The ball was already on the spot. But yeah,
maybe he just pulled rank and said, "Look, mate, I've played for 70 fucking minutes. You only play for 10 minutes. You can't just want to take the ball."
I thought. I mean, overall, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. First half was a bit hit and miss. Second half, I think Ollie's words at half time and the tactical change by Nagelsmann for Leipzig at half time, I thought was absolutely fantastic. It played into United's hands, and United proved that when they need to be clinical, they've got the players to do it. People might laugh about Cavani's age. People might, I'm one of that. I don't think Martial is that effective as the number 9 up off the left-hand side.
Yeah, and I've been one of the people that's saying that I want to see him as a number 9. And I thought he looked better off the left tonight. And I think whenever he picked up space, even when he was playing as a number 10, it was coming off the left anyway. Yeah. So it's kind of like
it's a strange thing. I just think rash pace and trickery, he could do it alone as a number 9. Whereas, I think he could do it as an. If we played with one lone striker, I think Rashford can do it. I really do. I would
I don't
worry
know
about
because
Martial doing it.
I don't know because with Rashford, we tried that at the beginning of last season, didn't we? And it just, I think we in the end, that's when the whole Marcus Rashford thing came away because he just literally wasn't.
But
He wasn't doing it.
yeah, but you look at who we had personnel wise last season up front. Who could they learn from? You know,
There's that.
you look at it this season. Yeah, okay, Cavani's only just come in, but there is a person there, there is a player there that you can learn from. You know, he's Cavani. You know, the stats say he's one of the best in Europe. He's clinical. Okay, he's played in France and he's played for a team that dominates the French league, but his goal record is absolutely superb.
But it was
Absolutely
good at
superb.
Napoli. It's just like I said. It was when he came in. Obviously, I don't think I took it well at all. I think the fact that we gave him the number 7 was a fucking yoke. I mean, even now.
Well, yeah, I don't like that, but I mean, Carly says here, look, you know, Greenwood's the one again. Yeah, Greenwood, I can because he's 2-footed, and he's got the pace, he's got the trickery, he can beat a man.
Yeah, Greenwood should be our future number 9 because it's literally. I've never seen him more 2-footed. But obviously, we'd like to point to like the Rolex Ronaldo, but even Ronaldo, he was. You can tell which foot Ronaldo has got. You can tell he's right-footed. He put his mint with his left. Whereas with Greenwood, it's like some of the stuff he'll do. Like he'll take corners with his opposite foot and take free kicks and penalty. I was watching videos the other day of him taking free kicks with his right foot. He's left-footed, but he's taking them with his right foot. He's scoring them.
Yeah, I think it's
freakish almost.
Yeah, I think that front line. I think if we play the two, if we play with 2 up top, I think that would suit us much better towards the end of the season, towards that stages of the competitions, if we're in them. Because I think playing the 3, you're only leaving yourself with just one striker on the bench, one main striker.
Yeah.
So for me, I think the 2 going forward is a much better fit, and I think that's probably where the 3-5-2 or the 5-3-2 comes into it. All this, you know, the diamond if you fit Van der Beek into it. But yeah, I think I mean, man of the match. People in the comments, let us know your man of the match as well, because Diedrich, who's your man of the match tonight? I think there's quite a few you can pick. To be honest,
Marcus, you can't score an hat-trick and not get man of the match. There's no way. You just can't. Even if we played 5 minutes and got a hat-trick in 5 minutes, you'd have to say the guy that got 3 goals. I thought, like, I can see that. I can think in my head there's other candidates. Like I thought Bruno did well. I thought Pogba did well. I thought some of the back line did well. I thought Martial was a bit, but yeah, that's to be Marcus.
Well, I'm going to pick 2, right? Because I can't. Rashford, what he did tonight in effectively 14, 15 minutes, 3 goals. It
the
can't
only
go.
downside to Rashford's hat trick tonight was the fact that there were no fans there to see it. That's the only sad thing about that.
Yeah. I want to say Rashford for 15 minutes, I think was fucking awesome. Absolutely superb. But I think over the 90, for me, Wan-Bissaka, I thought he was foot perfect tonight, inch perfect defensively. He doesn't offer much going forward, never does anyway. So, but I think defensively tonight, mate, his tackles were spot on. He never missed a beat down that right hand side. And yeah, I love the fucking way he goes in for a challenge. I really do.
I mean, are we going to get caught up in technicalities that Wan-Bissaka didn't finish the 90?
Well, yeah, but you know, I know Twanzebe came on, didn't he? But I mean, he was there for the majority of it. Red Devil says give it to Rashford. Kylie says I think overall it was Pogba.
Fucking hell!
He's got a thing for Pogba, isn't he? He's got. I was. Do you know what?
But I'm the same. I'm the same for Rashford and Bruno. I can't say
that. Dia's gone for Rashford. I've got to say, I think Fred had a fucking great as well. I really did. I remember him being involved for at least 3 of the goals.
Yeah.
Greenwood.
I don't think any player gets below a 7. So
No. I thought it was a great performance all round. Even when Scotty come on, a great energy in there. I think Bruno, as soon as he came on, he offered a completely different dimension to what Van der Beek did. Van der Beek was on for like 65, 70 minutes, whatever it was.
This is what you need, though, isn't it? You need midfielders who can all do different things. And it gives you a bit of a variety. When you look at it now on paper, we've actually got quite a lot of midfielders now. And you wouldn't have thought that at the beginning of the season. You'd have probably thought Feb was on his way out, McTominay probably wouldn't get a chance again. Whereas now, some of these guys who you weren't expecting to be getting minutes are all of a sudden playing. And it's like, I can get into this. And, it obviously shows that I'd say the only place where we don't have strength in depth, quality strength and depth, is probably up front. And that's because, like, when you obviously go past the likes of Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood, you've then got, fair enough, Cavani, still yet to see anything, but then Igalo, Dan James, Lamar. But fair enough, Lamar's a decentish player, but he hasn't got pace for it. Dan James, even I'm running out of patience for it, and Igalo, I don't even fucking know what he's doing now.
No, I think, do you know, I think we will probably see Cavani start the next Champions League game. Yeah. I really do. I think Ollie's got enough trust in him to score a couple of goals against that opposition.
And it's like you said, even if he doesn't get a goal within the first fucking 60 minutes, 70 minutes, it's always at loss because you've got the likes of Martial, Rashford, and things to come off the bench.
That comment there from Red, De Gea looks so much more focused. There's one man that's done that.
That's Dean Henderson. But still, I want to see Dean get more opportunities. I still want to see Dean get the odd chance.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this. I don't know why. It was the beginning of the match. I was thinking to myself, over the years, I've seen De Gea concede some really awful goals. And it just got me thinking. I thought, I can't ever remember seeing Van der Sar boot it off a striker and go into his own there. I can't ever remember seeing Van der Sar concede directly from a corner. And when I thought about it, I thought, hold on, this was even when it was good. So they started making me think to myself, these things have been there the whole time. It's just we haven't really been noticing it because he's done so well.
But you look at his performance now, right? Last 3 games, especially for De Gea.
Yeah.
He's pulled out some fucking top stuff.
But that's the thing, because of what's happened in the last 18 months, even when he does things like this, you can't. You're not telling me Maguire and Lindelof are fully trusting of him yet.
No.
I wouldn't. I'd be thinking he could just as easily drop a bollock and throw this into the back of his own net as well as catching it if it's going into the top right-hand corner.
One thing that I've really noticed on De Gea, though, is his distribution has been much, much better. Much, much better at the minute. And, I think, when you're De Gea and you look at your competition and you look at Romero and Lee Grant, you're fucking safe, aren't you? You're laughing. You look at a young lad who's had great season at Sheffield United, 2 loans. And your cogs in your mind start. I've got to fucking start playing better now. I'm not comfortable anymore. I'm gonna hit 30, and this could be my last big club anyway. So he's got to up his game, and I think it was a great move by Ollie, not telling Dino not to go out again. You're staying. I want competition for this place. We've got to have competition in every fucking area of the pitch.
Well, that's the thing with Gorky. I mean, the one of the reasons Sir Alex Ferguson signed De Gea is because he actually said of how well he plays the ball out with his feet. And obviously, over the last few years, we haven't seen that. But I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, this might be like one of his last big moves because he's approaching 30. But I think for a goalkeeper, 30 is not old. I think we signed Van der Sar when he was 35, and we had him until 2011. So what was that? 5-6 years?
Mate, I think the league was a little bit easier then than what it is now.
Not necessarily, because I think if you've still got it, I think a goalkeeper hits the prime round about 30, whereas an outfield player hits it around about 25, 26, 27.
Yeah. I mean, you look at.
Hey, Czech's still fucking playing. He's
I was just going to say,
it.
Czech's still playing, isn't he? He's on the fucking list for the Champions League. Yeah. So overall, Diedrich, I mean, quite happy.
Ecstatic. I just can't wait for the next game now. When we play like that, I absolutely love it because I think, right, I can't wait for the next game instantly. But I hope we're not going to become a Champions League team where we're going to play crap in the league, mint in the Champions League, like Liverpool did in 2005 when they won it.
Well, it's not too long to find out, mate. Arsenal Sunday, 4 o'clock, I think it is, or is it 4:30? It's one of the two. Carly says the league wasn't easier back then, so he agrees with you. Carly says also the same with Tubby at left back when Tellez came in. That's another thing as well. You know, obviously Brandon Williams, as good as I thought he was at left back, obviously I don't think he's challenging. He's pushing Luke Shaw. So Brandon Williams, we'll have to keep an eye on that situation as well in January next summer.
I hope this is the name for Brandon. I see more longevity. I think maybe Luke will be the one to go. I think basically this is about bedding in Tellez. And maybe the first one. If you're asking me who I think the first of all left backs to go, if it will be Brandon Williams, Luke Shaw, and Tellez, I think it'll be Shaw. I think Shaw will go first.
Okay, fair enough. Right, mate.
Night, dear.
Night, dear. Catch you later, bud. Yeah, right. So let's wrap it up there then. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Hope everyone has a good rest of the night or day, wherever in the world you're watching from. Diedrich, any plans for a reflection tonight for tomorrow or anything like that?
I might do a walk tomorrow.
Yeah, might do a walk. You're doing some running at the minute.
Yeah.
How's that going?
What this for?
Oh, dear. Okay, right. Well, cheers for joining, Diedrich. And anything you want to mention?
No, that's it for today.
Right, yeah.
I'm getting ready to go watch Mandalorian.
Oh, mate, yeah, Friday's a big day. Big day.
Oh, well, I only started watching it 2 days ago. I'm like 6 episodes in.
I don't think there's very many.
I think I've caught. Yeah, there's only 8, so I think I've caught it at the right time. Just because obviously the new one's coming out on Friday, so
yeah, it's a fantastic show. Fantastic. Can't wait for Friday. Thanks everyone for watching. I see we had a few new people in tonight as well, so hopefully you like the show and subscribe and get involved with us. And we shall see you next time. So thanks for joining, Diedrich. I'll speak to you all later.
No problems. Love me.